Little trades like that adds up. Okay. Now, in order to solve this problem, we're going to use something that is similar to GoalSeek. Okay. And unfortunately, what we're going to use is not available on Excel by default. It is an add-in called Solver. What you need to do, in fact, I had to do this on my new computer. You go to File, Options, and go to Add-ins. And it's a little bit different on Macs, so I'll try to help you with Macs. Right here, it says Excel add-ins. Hit Go. Okay. Make sure that you have Solver add-in clicked. Okay. Checked. If it is, under Data tab, at the very end, you're going to see Solver. All right. And of course, I'm going to save you guys from all that menial work. I'm going to write an interface just like I did to GoalSeek to Solver, where you can actually do your Solver things without actually going into Data Solver and do all sorts of stuff. And anytime you change one of the inputs or conditions, it's going to automatically solve it, just like GoalSeek does. For that, you need to do one more thing, but I'll show it to you when I'm done with it. All right, here's what we're going to do. Go to Data, Solver. Okay. You're going to get a dialog box. This is a lot more involved than GoalSeek. The first thing it asks is, what is your objective, or where is your objective? Well, my objective is risk, right here, because I want to do something to it. What do I want to do to it? I want to minimize it. Okay. You have three options: minimize it, maximize it, or make it equal to a certain value. So think of that GoalSeek thing. Suppose there were two things that you could change. GoalSeek changes only one thing at a time. This actually can change two things at a time to get you the value you want. By changing what? And these are the things that I'm going to change. Those are free. Because once I know those weights, the third one is known automatically. Are there any constraints? In this case, yes. And the constraint is, I'm going to add a constraint. What? Yeah, okay. Add a constraint. Oh, apparently I clicked the title instead of the actual risk. And this constraint says some cell reference. In fact, I want that difference to be equal to 0. All right? That's my constraint. I'm going to show you to add more constraints. But for now, by default, Excel says make the unconstrained variables non-negative. That means you can only buy those stocks or ETFs. You cannot short them. And negative weight means you short a stock. For now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. So the weights are free. Okay. If you get a weight that is greater than 1, that means you must have been shorting something. When you short that something, you get cash, and you use that cash to buy more of that stuff. So weights can be any number in this simple exercise we're doing, and you hit solve. It actually found the solution. Turns out, among the portfolios That gave you an average of 10% APR yield over the last 13 years or so. This one had the least risk. 84% in what you want to call Woo. It actually shorted the international market, and it puts uh, pretty much most of the shorts invested that into bond markets. Okay, and that's the risk. The risk of the minimum possible portfolio is 0.86. Now here I'm going to kind of uh, get a little table started. I have about 20 minutes, so we can do some. So 10%. Well, let's do this. Risk and reward. Since I'm going to have risk on my horizontal axis, my I'm going to simply copy those, the values. Now let's repeat the same analysis for 11%. Oh, oh yeah. All I have to do is go to solver again. And luckily, since I haven't changed anything other than the desired level, all I have to do is hit solve again. And now, so I'm going to call this portfolio A. This is portfolio B. Okay. Let's do another portfolio. This time I'm going to put 8%. Yeah, 8. And it has a risk of 0.69. Let me copy the format of this a little bit more down. Now let's look at portfolio C. Should any rational investor hold that portfolio? Given that all you care about is the reward and the risk, as measured by this quantity. There are different ways of measuring risk, which we're going to talk about next week. But for now, should any rational investor ever hold portfolio C? Maybe, because it has lower risk than those two, but also lower return. So let's do one more. Let's do 2%. Okay, not home data. I think it still is doing, man. Let's do one more 0, which may not even be possible, but we'll see. Yeah, it is possible. Okay, final. Since you may not be anticipating the point I'm trying to make, so this is portfolio D, E, and F. No, E. All right. Should any rational investor ever hold portfolio E? Why not? Hmm? That in and of itself doesn't mean anything. Sometimes you get no reward.